One.
Guys, I'm back. How's everybody doing? Thanks for showing up, guys. Sorry for the, I don't know how long I was gone. 2 full weeks, maybe more. I'm back. Had an incredible adventure. Thank you, Mountain Dew, for the sub. I think Weezer sub too. If you did, thank you. Old Rowan Tree, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it, guys. I'm back. Yeah, it's been a minute. We're gonna get back to our. There's Weezer. Someone else subbed earlier. Thank you. Volume Cheese, thank you. Kai, thank you. And everyone's resubbing. It's been a while. Appreciate it, guys. What was I
7
saying?
months.
Yeah, been a while. Was in Africa for 10 or 11 days. Ted was there. If you follow him on Instagram or me, you probably saw stuff. I haven't made an official post. I was just reposting his stuff. Refleep, thank you very much. Thanks, guys. Yeah, this is repping some Ted merch. This is my
Glad to have you back.
Yeah, I'm glad to be back. This is one of my favorite pieces of Ted merch that he's ever made. It fits really well. It's got a good color. It's embroidered. That's a cool design. Toto was actually not listened to in Africa. Sorry to bum you out. I've got a vodka cranberry. We're gonna do just chatting tonight. We're gonna talk about Africa. We're gonna talk about whatever. I can show you guys pictures. I can show you the souvenirs we got. Whoa, Nexo-san! Holy shit! Thank you very much, Nexo-san. 20 subs right off the bat. Nexo-san is a awesome sub gifter. Thank you very much. Appreciate you supporting me, especially holiday season. It'll go to a good cause. Thank you very much, Pipey, for gifting subs. Always generous. Thank you very much. Here come the Titans. Yeah, really. I've also got a surprise for Insidious. If Insidious shows up, that I promised him a long time ago. Oh, you met Richard. How was the meetup, Kai? I mean, if you're mentioning it, it was probably good. If it went horribly, you probably wouldn't have brought it up. Oh, you got a job, Nexo-san. Wow, you were gifting a lot of subs before for somebody who didn't have a job. So I'm glad you got one. That seems mutually beneficial, right? So congrats. The Insidious cat videos should make a return, but I haven't done any work to make the media share working. So when I get around to figuring that out, they'll come back, but not super priority. Sir, oh, you know what? Let's switch music. I think we should switch music so we're not just like constantly getting edged by this intro music, even though it is good. We'll go to trusty lo-fi. If volumes are good or bad, let me know. It's been a minute, so I gotta like get reacquainted with all my gear here. Yeah, Mario Kart Wii music does go pretty hard though. Nielsen 509, thank you for the sub. 9-month streak. That's awesome.
9 months. Let's go.
Appreciate it.
Well, I am.
I'm doing really well. I'm doing really well. Asterisk. Oh, thank you, Chase Hare, for the sub. 12-month streak. Yeah, my year. There's gonna be a million sidetracks tonight. My 1-year stream anniversary is coming up sometime in December. It'll be December. I don't know how you're already at 12 months, but congrats. Maybe I got my math wrong. I don't know. I'm on malaria medication because if you go to Kenya, it's highly recommended you take malaria medication. So you start taking it a few days prior, and then you take it the whole time, and then you're supposed to take it for a week after you return. And it's pretty rough on your body. It gives you weird dreams. It gives you like wicked stomach cramps, especially if you are really like if you're hungry and your stomach's empty. It sucks. It'll keep you up. And it just makes you like dizzy, tired. So I was supposed to stream 2 nights ago. I was supposed to stream yesterday, but between the jet lag, the malaria medication, and we had to drive all the way to Massachusetts and back yesterday. That's why, and I was like, I just went to bed when I got home. Because we went to see some houses because we're gonna move in 2025, and we're like, it might just be cheaper to buy something small and get a mortgage rather than the rent, because rent is ridiculous. So yeah, that's a separate thing. So yeah, I'm on malaria medication, so I'm kind of tired and shit. Yes, monkeys. I didn't bring you a monkey, but I got a ton of monkey experience, and we're gonna go through a lot here. I've got this guide, which honestly, if you're gonna go to Africa, I don't recommend this one. I don't love this guide. It's from 2000, so outdated info, and it's all real pictures. And if you guys know me, real pictures are not always the greatest. I like hand drawn, but I'll show you the monkeys that I saw. I fed a monkey from my hand. We were at a place where that's kind of like you can feed the monkeys, but the people we were with who lived there said they'd never seen anyone do that. So I bridged the gap between a close relative of ours. Now monkey did not feed me, which I'm okay with that. That's cool, Kai. I'm glad you guys met up. I brought you together. That's awesome. So where do we start? So we flew. I have pictures. Yeah, we'll go through pictures. I flew to Nairobi, and we stayed in Nairobi, which is the capital of Kenya. It's the biggest city. It's got 5 million-ish people. From a distance, it just looks like any old city. There's skyscrapers, whatever. We flew to Nairobi. It was like a 13-hour flight from JFK in New York City, which the flight there was shorter than the flight back, just because that's how flights work. But the flight there was harder on me. It sucked. And then we landed there, and it was like 9 a.m. or something. Richard, thank you for the sub. And we had to stay up to like try to reset our jet lag schedule.
Glad to see you were doing well.
So that sucked. But we were in Nairobi, and I wonder if I open a Google Maps incognito, will that allow me? Will it show you guys a bunch of stuff? Okay, so I think we can use Google Maps incognito, and it won't give all of my info away. Okay, so let me try this. So screen cap, here we go. Here's Kenya. Flew from New York to Nairobi. Nairobi is like basically on the equator, but it's really high elevation. It's higher than Denver, Colorado. So the weather's pretty mild there. It's kind of like Los Angeles. Flew into Nairobi. The first thing we did, which was first day, we just like walked around. Hold Hold on, I gotta change this music. It's a little loud in my ears. That's better. Kind of a weird song too. So first day, that's the wrong one. First day in Nairobi, we just like went to the mall, shopped, tried to stay awake. Thanks, Weezer. I got mailing your stuff to Schlatt this week. I got the confirmation, so that's gonna happen for you. Flew to Nairobi. First full day there, we did a 7-mile hike in Karura Forest, which is known as like the lungs of Nairobi. It's this huge preserve, beautiful spot. Saw 2 different types of monkeys there. I'll show you guys the monkeys. I got them in this book. This is basically the show and tell stream. So just get ready for lots of show and tell here. If I can find these monkeys. I've only looked through this book 100 times by now. Okay. So, oh, thanks, Tiny. Appreciate it, as always. So, we saw... I can make it full. We saw these 2 there in the wild. This is a black-faced vervet monkey. This one is super common. It's everywhere. Most people who live in like Nairobi and stuff think this is like a nuisance animal. Like, it'd be like a raccoon to us. They're like, a lot of places they'll get in your house and they'll trash your house and stuff while you're gone. But then we also saw the black and white colobus, or colobus, I don't know how to pronounce it, which are these really hairy, they're like twice the size of these guys. They're cool. They're much more elegant looking. And this is the one I fed out of my hand. Fed it a banana right out of my hand. Which Ted has a great video of that. Some of you probably saw it. These 2 are cool. That was a beautiful hike. We saw waterfalls in there and stuff. Okay, let me think what the next day. Let me peep my pictures real quick so I can try to figure out what we did the next day. Okay, so in the next day, so Emma's aunt and uncle lived there, and that's why we could do this whole trip, because we have people that live there and can kind of be our tour guides and have connections to book different things and stuff. So for the next day, they work with an organization called, the acronym is MOHI, MOHI. They call it MOHI, which is Missions of Hope International, which is a missionary group that's bringing education and resources through American funding to all different places in Kenya. And there's another one in Africa now. I think it's in Liberia, I think. But most of them are in Kenya. So that's why we went there, was to partly visit them, see what they do, because they've done it for 15 years maybe by now, maybe 10 years. And then also then do like safari stuff, which is separate and more like vacation style. So we went to the visit where one of the schools that they have helped fund and build and stuff in Mathare, which is one of the largest slums in Kenya. It's like about a mile, 1.5 square miles, so really small area, and it has the population data isn't precise in a mega slum like that, so it's got between 500,000 and 1 million people living in 1.5 square miles, so like as dense as it gets. And it's not like skyscrapers, it's all like almost all 1 story, so it's very like 10 people to a room type deal. We're talking about a slum in Nairobi, Kenya, that we visited, where Emma's family works to provide education to some of the most impoverished people on earth. And it was a really powerful, emotional day. I didn't do any humanitarian work. Don't give me the credit. It's all Kenyan run. It's funded through Western funding, but it's all Kenyan run. So Kenyan teachers, Kenyan mentors, Kenyan students, it's all Kenyan. So the credit goes to the Kenyans. Don't try to make me the humanitarian here. We were just visiting, spent a few hours seeing what they do and where it's done, which is very heavy and emotional, but we're not the ones doing any of the work. That being said, Emma and I are going to sponsor. You can sponsor kids, and you can also donate, which I think in December I'll try to run a donation stream for them, because seeing the on the ground, like where the money's going and who it's going towards, totally worth your money. It's incredible what's going on there. So yeah, I'll try to figure out a way to do a stream donation thing just to try to chip in. And then Ted and I have a separate project that you'll be getting more info on in the coming months, where we're also going to run some sort of donation thing based on that. But I can show you guys here where it is. So here's Nairobi. If we zoom in, Mathare right here is where we were visiting. This is where one of the schools is. It might pop up. But if you can see here, there's the Mathare River, which is a river that runs right through, and the people are living right up against it. This river is the most polluted river you've ever seen in your life. It's completely full of trash, human waste, runoff, you name it, it's in there. And I can show you what it looks like now. So this past year, Nairobi got record flooding, record rainfall, in like once in a century flood, and a lot of people here passed away and a lot got demolished. So now this is what it looks like, where you're missing a massive chunk of people that used to be living up against the river. Another reason the area needs all the support it can get. This is from the school looking in. I'll just kind of show. It's hard to talk about, but this is a view from the school where we were having a meeting and eating breakfast. And it's hard to describe, like to get the full picture, you need to have the sounds and the smells and everything. But I try to document it as best I could. This is a classroom that they set up so we could have lunch in there. And the buildings, there's Ted. Let me see if I have let me see if I have something. There's another view. I think this might be from the rooftop. We have what it looks like on the ground too.
There are 3 things that I particularly hate.
It's hard. I'm getting lost trying to cover it all.
Women with attitudes.
Is this in my song?
So tell me, Jet, why do we have all 3 of them neatly gathered in our ship?
Here's a Kenyan kid who came running out of the houses to come hold my hand, and he held my hand for a long time. I have no idea who he is, but he was very excited to see me. Here's just random kind of B-roll footage of what it's like.
What's cooking?
These kids, they love getting pictures taken. They love it. They show them, it makes their day, getting pictures taken. And it was really magical meeting them. Here's us walking. We were walking down to the river. These mentors and guides that were walking us around work with the school, and they work with the community to help build a relationship and inspire and stuff. But yeah, it was an incredible. Here's standing down by the river. This is just a mountain of trash. There's no infrastructure. There's no government infrastructure whatsoever. Here, see, you can see these buildings here that have this stripe, and they're kind of painted a little bit. Those are schools they built. So each school is 1,000 kids, and these schools are everywhere now. These are all Mohi schools. And Mohi was founded by a woman in Kenya, Mary, who she was one of 20 siblings. And she grew up thinking she was dirt poor, which she was poor comparatively to America. But she thought she was, that was as low as it gets. She went to college and met somebody who was like, no, that's not even close, and brought her here, which is one of the poorest locations on earth. And she was completely inspired to make her life's mission helping these people. So she founded Mohi. And so she travels back and forth to the US to get church groups and other funding for them so they can build these schools, which they employ Kenyans to build the schools and get these kids education. Otherwise, the people living here, a lot of them have never even left this tiny little area. You know, there's like literally it's hard to even imagine coming from the US. We're so fortunate, but there's like no running water. Electricity is like hijacked off the grid, where like somebody will hijack it and then try to sell it to people who live in here. And most people here are making like $1 or $2 a day at most. So yeah, there's like zero government infrastructure at all to help anybody. So that's what Mohi's doing is providing some to get people, you know, the bare necessities, to get them education. And we met, they give them K through 12. So they get K through 12 education. And I mean, they can only help so many kids. They're only helping a percentage, you know, they can't help everyone because there's a lot of people here. But they do K through 12, and then they try to get them into college, which is very competitive. And if they can't do college, they run a trade school, which we visited. Let me see if I have pictures of that. These are all raw files. So they're, or not, the ones you just saw weren't, but now I switched to raw files, which are really huge. Let me see if I have pictures of in the trade school. I have silly pictures in there too of just like people's faces. I feel like there should have been more. Maybe they're at the bottom. The trade school is once they graduate, if they don't, they also get a free in between graduating high school and college. Even if they're going to college, they get a funded. Mohi will fund them for about 9 months to try out trade school. And so they'll offer them, there's a mechanic shop, electricians, cosmetics, cosmetology, you know, all that. So they get a chance to do all of it. I feel like they're not in here. A ton of my pictures are just like, we're just driving down the road and I'm just like taking pictures of everything. Maybe they're in here. Oh yeah, here we go. Let's see. So like here, it has switched to the raw, which I haven't edited them. So they're all raw pictures, which is why they get like that fisheye effect. But here's like, they're teaching them how to sew, all that stuff. Chuckle Sandwich, you have huge things coming. You guys will be totally pleased. But this is the trade school that Mohi runs. They're building a whole new structure. In the flood, their elementary school got taken down, so they're building a brand new one. But incredible work going on by Mohi and everyone involved. I'm hoping to be able to donate money to it. Maybe I can run something so you guys can too. Either way, it was definitely a perspective-altering thing, and it was very powerful to see all that. But we can move to like lighter, hard stuff. I don't want to be like harping on this. Meaty's TTV, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it.
Welcome
my
back,
streams.
Tucker. Been missing your streams. Everyone's probably sent well wishes, but hope the trip was great.
Trip was great. Absolutely. Streams will, what day is it? It's Sunday. So Monday, Tuesday, I'll stream. And then I'm going to my in-laws for Thanksgiving. That'll be a few days. I'm hoping Saturday night I'm back live. And then we can be pretty consistent until Christmas, I think. I might have to fly to LA for something, but we'll see. Other than that, should be a lot more consistent after Thanksgiving. Did I win? I don't know. I usually don't. So after we did a ton of touring of the Mohi facilities in Mathari, and I'll show you back on the map. So if you see the river, which I'll trace here, now the bank of the river is like here. So all that got washed away. So yeah, that they had a really rough year here. But yeah. Okay, so once we did all of our Nairobi kind of activities, we flew to, I'll show you on the map. We flew from Nairobi to Malindi Airport, which is right on the Indian Ocean, which was really cool. And then from Malindi, we drove to Kilifi and stayed at, I don't know which one we stayed at. We stayed at a beach resort for 2 nights here. There's a Mohi camp in this area that they showed us, which is one of the only camps, like summer camp, in Kenya. Summer camp's not really a concept, especially for a place where like education isn't like a requirement. Camp is a super luxury. So Mohi runs, what's up, Sid? Mohi runs a camp now for kids. They do a boys session, a girls session. They'll switch off, and they'll bring kids from, a desert area that they have a school in that's still running incredibly like tribal situation. They'll bring them and give them a summer camp experience. They'll let they have horses they can ride. They'll bring them to the ocean for the first time. All sorts of things. No Pan is safe. Thank you very much for the sub. Yeah, Sid, we do have a surprise. I guess we can take a break from the Kenya, and I'll give Sid his surprise. Is a long time coming. I said I was going to do this because Sid is the top sub gifter by a mile. Beanie Weenie, thank you very much for the sub. Appreciate it. Sid is the top sub gifter. Sid hit a sub milestone. If you see, he's got the 1,000 sub gift icon, and I said he's got another thing coming, which the mods know about, which has been getting delayed for various reasons, but it'll happen. I got Sid. This will be a permanent mainstay in my background. We've got the Winnie the Pooh Funko Pop. Let's open this bad boy up. That way, we'll always remember who the original sponsorship was. When I get really rich and famous, we'll always know who helped get launched this thing. So here we go. I'll go put him back there right now. This is the only Funko Pop I own. There you go, Sid. You're officially immortalized in my setup. Thank you very much for all the subs over the last year. Forever a part of the stream background. That's right. I got fruit flies in here. Fruit fly. We had a stack of like decorative they're real pumpkins, but decorative pumpkins outside our front door. And we came back, and the middle one started rotting in our hallway, and there's just fruit flies everywhere. Funny side note on that. There's could be some controversy coming out about me. I'm gonna get ahead of this right now. Kai, you better hold that tattoo close. So this morning, Emma and I, the pumpkins were turning. So we're like, all right, let's load them up. Let's dump them. And me being an environmentalist, I try not to throw any like truly organic waste into the dumpster because I don't want it to get shipped to a landfill. Why are we shipping compostable? So all our food waste gets composted through our Lomi, and then I just bring it to like my parents' garden or whatever. The pumpkins, I went to this one spot. It's in a neighborhood we lived in when we first moved here for school. I dump everything there. I always dump my pumpkins there. I dump my Christmas tree there, like that sort of thing. Things I can't compost like in my kitchen. I just dump there. It's in between a river and in like the neighborhood. There's just like a steep woodsy thing down to the river. It's just like public land. It's just a little 50 yards to the river, whatever. So this morning it's like 7 a.m. We're getting up really early because we're still got the jet lag thing going on. Last night I went to bed like 8 o'clock. We bring the pumpkins. I hop out. I'm throwing them in the woods. They roll down the hill. It's whatever. No big deal. I get in the car to go. There's this old woman running up to me with her phone, trying to get a picture of me doing it, like at Karen mode. And she's like trying to get a picture of my license plate. I sped off. I ran, So now there might be a a warrant out for our arrest because we were composting the pumpkins, I guess. It was like it was ridiculous. So yeah, cancel your subs, guys. I'm getting shut down because I was composting pumpkins like near someone's house, I guess, which is a crime now. But yeah, that was how our morning started. So yeah, this old woman like chasing me out to my car, trying to take a picture of my license plate for throwing 3 pumpkins into the woods. God forbid I don't ship them to the landfill where they will sit for eternity and just create methane and who knows what. So yeah, that happened. So sorry guys. If you see me in the news, hey, I'm getting ahead of the story. You know, the media is going to spin this all sorts of ways. If you see my mugshot, you know, you guys got it here first. Yeah, I'll be composting her soon enough because she, you know, she's old. She doesn't have much time left. Okay, anyway. Yeah, we went to the coast, swam in the Indian Ocean, which was a really nice break from, you know, not that we were suffering or anything, but Mathari and Mohi and stuff, it was really heavy. It was heavy emotional stuff. Took a lot of, you know, everyone was kind of quiet and reflective after. So yeah, that's what. It wasn't her property either, guys. Still, it was just like the public strip of woods between the river, the big ass river, and the road. Yeah, we got to go to the coast and stay at a nice little resort and just hang out and reflect and decompress a little bit from Nairobi. Nairobi was a heavy experience, but I'm not a victim. The people in Mathari are victims of a whole host of things. I did no fishing in Kenya. I wish. The water was beautiful there. Let me see if we have any pictures of it. I don't think I took like almost any pictures there. Oh, here's one. This is like from the room. You're staying in a room right on the water. There's people just swimming and enjoying it. Beautiful water. Like right here, you get drinks. The water is super salty there. Super salty. So you float really easily. It's the easiest water to float in I've ever been in. Bath water too. Like incredibly warm water. It was very hot here because we were actually... Oh, thank you, Bimbo. Appreciate it. 12-month streak.
Whoa.
This was below the equator, but you might as well be on it, like very close. But we were at sea level, so it was super hot, like 90 degrees, full humidity. This was way hotter than Nairobi. But luckily we had the ocean, we had a pool, we had drinks. It was very easy going there. Let's see if I have anything else. I should just delete that. That's just like a random check-in. Here's this. Kilfi Bay Beach Resort, Mata Hotels. If you want to go, that's where we stayed. It was pretty nice. There's us walking to the just random pictures. There's the pool, the ocean's in the background. We flew there on a really cool plane, which I think is in this one somehow. Maybe not. I don't know where. There was one where the plane was showing up really early. I have not organized these at all. Oh yeah, super cool plane. Jambo Jet is like the airline that flies domestically in Kenya. Ted's outfits were fashion era. You guys know the drill. It's all fashion era stuff these days. Can't shake him. Although I did get him to buy a pair of Merrell hiking boots, which he was very grateful he bought because we did some hiking and I find Kenya is either dusty or it's muddy. It's there's no in between. Yeah, volume cheese. I agree. But yeah, Jumbo Jet. We flew on this twin turboprop aircraft. Super cool aircraft. I'd never flown on a prop aircraft. That was cool. It was like an hour flight. I was hoping to be able to see Mount Kilimanjaro, which is in Tanzania, right there, from the aircraft, but it was too cloudy, which is a bummer. What else do I got here? Anything? I don't think so. But yeah, that spent 2 nights on the coast, like 1 full day there. Kind of decompressed. Saw the summer camp they run now. and they're expanding it, which is awesome. And then we flew back to Nairobi, spent a few days there. In Gaza, on Gaza camp, Discovery Camp, which in Gaza means enlighten in maybe Swahili. I don't know. Swahili is one of many languages that people speak in Kenya. They either almost everybody speaks English and Swahili, but then there's also specific tribal languages for different tribes across Kenya. Because everyone there is part of a tribe. Yeah. Oh, Kai's message. Every time somebody wants to say bimbo, it tries to auto snatch it up. But the kids, we saw plenty of, it was a girls session at the time, which this was girls from all different tribes. So there was, and they're from really rural areas, really traditional areas. So apparently there was some language struggling going on with that group. Let's see what else. So then after that, we flew home to Nairobi. Next day, we went to a really cool place. Let me see if I can find it on the map for you guys first. It's close to Nairobi. I mean, it might as well be in Nairobi, all things considered. Where are we here? It's a tea farm. Okay, it's one of these. Maybe it's one of these tea farms. I have it saved on mine, but I don't want to dox myself. Oh, my sister's coming. My sister's stopping in. Hey, Emma. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay. Oh, Ted's here. Kiambethu. Here we go. So we went to this tea farm, which was started in like 1900 by the British. Kenya was a British colony until the 60s. That's basically when Britain decided to like give up everything. It was. We got this wonderful tour from an old British lady, like straight out of like a period drama or like a Harry Potter movie. So that was great. The tea farm's beautiful. It looks like this. This is the guy who works there. He was part of the tour. That's how picking tea. They pick just the top sprouts and put them in. They never cut the bush. So the bush gets very wide and low, just how they're doing it. Here's some cows there. Here's a monkey, which we fed probably this same monkey. Here's a group of tea workers. This is what it looks like when they're picking tea. But it was a British farm, and then like 20 years ago, I think they said, they sold it to Kenyans. Here's the house. There's incredible gardens in front of it. We had basically had a tea party, like a real British tea party in this house, with like kind of like a hybrid of Kenyan British cuisine. Super delicious. Yeah, it was basically like a Pinkies Up situation. But it was incredible. It was a rainy day there, but I thought that was better. Here are the monkeys, the colobus monkeys. We saw, let me see if there's a picture of these gardens, like a wide shot. Well, here, so there's like these huge gardens you can walk through. It's hard to see them here. This is the woman that gave us the tour. Within those huge gardens, we're just like walking around looking at it. This is near Nairobi. It's a higher elevation. I think it's at 6,000 feet, I think. The tea bushes don't really smell like anything, but we had fresh tea. They don't sell tea for profit anymore. They sell it at a loss because they only have a few acres. Most of the tea farms, like in the background here, are what they sold to a Kenyan tea company. So now they have it more as a museum and just kind of like a living museum. But within the gardens, there was just wild chameleons just walking around on all sorts of incredible flowers. The birds there were incredible. I thought I had so much fun there. It was a really cool place. And if you go to Kenya, Nairobi, for any reason, I highly recommend doing the tour at Kiambethu Tea Farm. Yeah, it was awesome. We had fresh tea, had an amazing meal. I saw no snakes the whole time I was in Kenya. Chuckle Week was great. You guys have great episodes coming your way. I definitely have an amazing episode coming, so stay tuned. I don't know when it'll air, but stay tuned. Emma's hard at work. We have a ton of hard drives in here of all the footage. I am looking forward to what's next, yeah. I don't know. We're not ready to make any official announcements or whatever, but yeah. Okay, so after we did that, we went to a Kenyan market, like a flea market. So it was like at the mall we were at, the parking garage. It happened to be Friday, and on Fridays the market sets up. So all sorts of vendors bring in handcrafted bracelets, necklaces, hand carved stuff, like trinkets. It's a tourist thing, and it's like all carpets laid out, and there's rows so you can walk between them. It'll be like carpets and then stuff on it, and the vendors, you're walking down, every single vendor will, some of them will touch you, they'll grab you to try to sell you their stuff. It's the pushiest. Here, I'll go full. It's like the pushiest buying experience you've ever had. You have to shut people down. They'll try to put things in your hand and then force you to buy it. It's crazy. Oh, thank you, Tiny Cheese It. Glad you liked it. I'm in the process. I have everything set up. I'm filming a new video. So yeah. So we're doing this thing, and so we got briefed beforehand that you have to barter with these people. So they're going to immediately hit you with a crazy high price because they know you're white. They know you're coming from out of town. You have no idea what the frame of reference for prices are. So they're going to highball you. But they want these people, the salesmen and women. I actually really struggled with the women, the bartering. They were getting a better deal out of me. You have to barter with them. You have to do the exchange, and you're going back and forth on the prices, and you're having to do a little acting. You have to act like the price they offered is ridiculous. You could never pay that, and you're doing stuff you know what? I don't think I want anymore. I'm gonna walk away, and they'll be like, no, okay. And they'll try to hit you with a new price. So they'll hit you here's an example. I bought this. This is wooden carved gray-headed kingfisher, right? This is just a little thing. I probably paid too much. I think I paid $13 for this US, which is a ton in Kenya. They got a really good deal out of me because I probably could have gotten them down to $1, but this is the first thing I bought. But they'll start you off at $70 for this, and you hit them back with $5. But you're talking in Kenyan, so I don't know. The conversion rate is if you have 1,000 Kenyan shillings, that's $7 ish. So yeah,
This happened to my
you're going
girlfriend's
back and
brother in
forth.
the Bahamas. He bought this really cool wood carved piece for 40. It was originally 80.
Yeah, so we were having a lot of. Ted loved it. He was going wild. Ted was like a cartoon character. He was having a blast doing it. And you have to do this at any tourist gift shop. You're doing this same, because we went to a different gift shop on the way to and from Safari, and it's same deal. It's like this but a permanent location, but you're haggling, and they love it. They love haggling with you. So a few different people I worked with, whenever I was haggling with a Kenyan woman, like a mom, she was getting a better deal out of me. I really struggled, but for the guys, I feel like I could run a way harder bargain. I see you, Ted. I see you. I'm trying to tell my story. You're in here blowing up my chat. So yeah, it's a haggling back and forth. You're acting like hurt that they hit you with such a high price. Sometimes I would do like that. Okay, I'll just leave it behind, and then they'll be like, no, and they'll like take a few dollars off. You go a few dollars. You know, you're constantly working towards like middle. So yeah, I'll show you guys what we got. At that first vendor I went to, got these two guys, which like this is a kind of looked like a bird that we saw at the tea farm, and this is one I had seen and I would see a ton of at the safari. Just cool little things. And then the bigger things we got there was, so this is cool now, but ideally like one day we want our kids' bedroom, like our little baby or whatever, when that happens, to be like animal themed or like forest themed, just for fun. We got this really cool calendar, and so like you take out the thing and change the date, and then there's like these for the months, so you can change that, and it's all wooden, like they hand carved. The thing is, like, nothing there is like unique. Like every vendor is selling like the same stuff. Like it's all but like in America, it's all very cool. But you could buy, a bunch of people were selling the same thing. Got this rosewood hippo, which is pretty heavy, and we would see a ton of hippos on safari right outside the hotel room. So this was super cool. I knew this is before we went on the safari too, but I knew we were going to see a ton of hippos. So I was like, hippo's a safe animal to buy. But my, hold on. My favorite thing that I was stressed bringing home because I didn't want it to break, because it's kind of delicate. This is my favorite thing I got. All wood, all hand stained or painted. I think it's super cool. I'm really happy that I got this. These, I mean, I probably saw 1,000 of these that day, but it's super cool. And we saw a ton of giraffes. My favorite moment from safari was we basically got giraffe jump scared. We're all standing in the safari car, and we went around this bush like really fast. It was like a tight bush. We turn around. It's like a tree-sized bush. It was dense. We come around it. There's a giraffe right there. Like we're like from me to the wall. This giraffe, maybe a little bit more. This full-size giraffe that happened to just be
Tucky
hiding,
Wucky.
eating. It was super cool.
I am gonna stream later, so if you want to check it out, that'd be awesome sauce.
Bozeman, start in 10 minutes. I'll raid you. Because I'm doing a shorter stream tonight because I have family here. But I need to get back on track. So we got these. I think, is that all my souvenirs? I think so. Maybe Emma has something I'm missing, but yeah, got these haggled for all of them. Like I got this for like $15, but they started out like 100.
What is the giraffe name?
It doesn't have a name yet. Maybe I'll name it. But yeah, it was super cool to do the market experience. Yeah, did this for like $15, but $15 US in Kenya is a lot of money. The money is very different there. And like we're American, we have a lot of money, and I'm okay spending more money, but the advisors we were with were basically like, no, they want to haggle with you. They enjoy haggling. And like, you're not here to disrupt the local economy. Like you're here to just like, I don't know, engage with it. Don't try to, so we took the advice. We followed the rules set for us. And this is a souvenir I made myself. So the beer in Kenya, the main like Budweiser or Coors is called Tusker, like elephant tusk, Tusker. So I was drinking Tuskers at the resorts we would stay at, and I peeled the label off my beer. So and I turned it into a magnet for my safe. So this is, I made it, took it home. Pretty cool. Glad Tiny Cheese it. Appreciate it. So this goes on my safe now, which is cool because I made a Coors Light one like a year ago. So now I have a Tusker one. And yeah, it's only one letter off. Funny thing with that, we met these kids who were college aged and they had gone through the Mohi schools. So they're Kenyan young adults, like 20 years old, 22, whatever. And there was like 25 of them. And we played like some icebreaker games with them. And they were awesome. They were super nice and really confident. And they were like intimidatingly cool. So we were playing this game and we had to go around and introduce our names. And we got to me, I said Tucker. Every single person there like freaked out, like gasped, like laughing. They're all freaking out. And we could not figure it out. But then Ted and I were like, what if it's because my name is only one letter off the beer? And there's probably not a whole lot of words like that. And Tucker's also like not a super common name even in America. But so in Kenya, maybe it was like, but we're like, everyone like freaked out, but we kind of had to just go past it. So yeah, I don't know. It could be because of the beer. I don't know. For field guides there, before we dive into the safari, these are what I was using. This one's pretty good. It's just a quick like fold out one. If you're going to go to Kenya or Tanzania and stuff, this one, I think this one's outdated and it's not that great. It got the job done, but this one is fantastic. Super in-depth, hand-drawn, overwhelmingly dense situation here. But awesome book, and I'm excited to have it on my like nature shelf for forever. I can always look back. I've got some pages bookmarked for where we saw certain things. Let's see, what else do I got here? I got a few of them. Kingfisher. Saw the gray-headed, this one, which I got that little thing. I really wanted to see the giant kingfisher. I've only ever heard about it. It's only in Africa. It's huge. Or so they say it's huge. Love kingfishers. This one on the cover, I saw these guys on the last day, which is really cool. They were in a fig tree eating fruit. Favorite bird? Kingfisher is definitely like a favorite class of birds. Yeah, this pocket guide. We saw these too. They're pretty cool, pretty elegant. This is a pretty good guide if you guys are going to go out there. Highly recommend one of these. Here's the thing. You guys should all add doing a Kenyan, or I've heard South Africa is as good, if not better. But doing one of these safaris. The safari was like 10 out of 10 or 11 out of 10. Life-changing, awesome experience. It's as good as you think it could be, if not better. So you should absolutely do it if you can. Oh, thank you, King Charlie.
Welcome back.
Yeah, I'd like to go to South Africa and do a safari there. Someday I'll do it. I'll definitely be going back to Africa for the wildlife. The humanitarian side of things, I don't know if I'll intentionally go to do that. I'll definitely support it, but it is really tough. It's going to Africa. Because we have people that live there and they have connections, they were able to get us good deals. Oh, thank you very much, Jamie, for the 5 subs. Appreciate you. Always happy to have you around. They were able to get us pretty good deals and rates on certain things. But even without that, it is a cheaper place to visit. That being said, you got to fly all the way over there and stuff, and you're probably going to need a driver to get around. The rules of the road, first off, if you're in America, they drive on the other side of the road. Secondly, almost everything is manual. Third, the rules of the road are very, very loose, so it's kind of chaotic. There's people walking everywhere, motorcycles going everywhere, cars going everywhere, dirt roads, washed out roads. It's a lot. So you probably need like a driver if you're going to go to Nairobi at least. For the safari, we're in Nairobi staying with Emma's family. The safari, our driver we had the whole time and the car he picked us up and drove us the 5 hours to basically the Tanzania border. Masai Mara is the nature reserve. He drove us there, like, and we had people that lived in Kenya driving us at all times. Like, driving's intense. I wouldn't even want to do it because it's too much. But I can show you guys what. So here's Nairobi. That's where we were. We drove this route right here.
Hey, Mar Tucker, do you know if Benson is coming back? I have so many tuck bucks to spend.
He'll come back. He'll come back. I wait till after Thanksgiving, and then I can like focus on streaming stuff. We're also like trying to move / like learn how to apply for a mortgage and stuff, and seeing if that's an option. So like we're kind of scrambled right now. I'm also trying to do another video, and yeah, it's a hectic time. And I also got to start getting people Christmas gifts. So yeah. So we left Nairobi somewhere. I don't know where it went. We went this road here because this is all like plateau. You can kind of see it. And then it's steep road down. This is all valley. And then came down here, I think, or maybe it was this one. Masai Mara National Reserve is like, I think it's underneath this. You can see the river just based on where this is. And then this in Tanzania, it just naturally merges into Serengeti. So Tanzania's park is Serengeti. Kenya's is Masai Mara, but it's the same animals. There's no border really. Ted and I have some projects in the works. We'll give you guys more details at a later date. So Masai Mara, I'll show you exactly where we stayed. If I can find it. It's right on the river. Let me find it. I could just look it up. Here we go. Here it is. So Fig Tree Camp is the like resort we stayed at. So we drove from Nairobi to here. So it took 5 hours in the safari vehicle, which let me see if I have a picture of the safari vehicle. Oh yeah, here's yeah, so this is the car behind us. But this is what it is. So like most of the time we're on safari, you're off-roading the whole time. There's just dirt roads that lead through the park. The park's mostly just grassland. But most of the time I was standing. So all these people are sitting because they're lame. But most of the time I was standing, and maybe like Ted or Emma's dad would be standing too. If we're coming up on like a animal or a group of animals, whatever, most of us would get up. But also all the windows are open. It's very laid back, just like open experience, like exactly what you would want. So we stay at Fig Tree, which is right on this river here. Let me see if I can. So the park, the river's the border of the park. So we would park here and walk across into the camp. This is a resort owned by the same people of the one that we stayed on the coast. Our hosts have connections with that company, which is why we got pretty good rates at both these places. So I took a lot of pictures. He rented a lens, like a really nice zoom, like wildlife lens for the safari, and is slowly working through editing some of the nicer shots. So I have limited shots now that Ted's finished. But Ted was basically our safari photographer, and he did a fantastic job. So I'll show you what he's done. But Ted, if you're still watching, why don't you get some more done? Because I would love to have more. But yeah, let me see if I can show if there's pictures here. This is what the bedroom looks like. Like, it's like a structure with a real roof and like wooden supports, but the walls are tent-like. Like, you zip open, walk in, and then zip it closed. You have to zip it closed because there's baboons nearby, there's monkeys nearby, and then like at night you come back from your night safari, and then they'll come to your room and drop the mosquito nets and stuff like that. Here's the pool there. We didn't ever swim in the pool. This is a shot of the camp, probably from a hot air balloon. So like all the safari cars are parked here. You'd walk across, and our room was like right here. And so all in this river are hippos. Like right here specifically, there was at any given time like 20 plus hippos. And at night, they'll just leave. They'll wander. Like this is just exposed. There's no ropes. There's no fences. There's no gates. Nothing. It's just open. Like there's monkeys coming through here all the time. We walked out to the car one morning, like 6 a.m. Hippo right here. Full-size hippo just grazing right here, like 10 feet away. We never saw any animals sitting on a car, but we did see cheetahs that close. Here's another shot of inside one of the rooms. Here's a great shot of, like, we did this. The way it would work is like we would find a family of elephants, and there was families of elephants everywhere. And you would park in front of kind of the direction they're heading, and the whole family would just come naturally, like right around the car and just keep going. There was one morning where it's probably a family of about 15 elephants. And the families are matriarchal. So you have like one old female and then all the kids and stuff. And then old males are usually off on their own. So they, like if you saw one big elephant out there, it's probably a male. And then the families were usually mother run. So then we saw like this family's coming through. There's babies. We saw babies of every animal, like newborns of every animal, like a couple weeks old. And two of the elephants that were probably a couple years old were two boys, like they're brothers, and they're like play fighting the whole time. It was pretty cool. I can show you a few pictures of that. Everything here is like open air too. This is where we'd eat sometimes and have drinks. This is what it looked like. Here's a hot air balloon getting ready. They have hot air balloon rides here too, which we didn't do, but it looked phenomenal. Here's a pride of all female lions, which we saw tons of. Female lions are way easier to find because they're usually in bigger groups, and they are the ones that go out and do most of the hunting and stuff. So they're easier to find. We saw a lot of them. Here's the bridge across, but this is not what it looks like anymore. Because of that flood that hit the Nairobi and hit the slums really hard, that same storm had effects here. This is all washed out now. There's no vegetation here. They're actually building like a rock wall to prevent further flooding. We did see male lions. We saw two sleeping. Here's the hot air balloons, which looked incredible. We saw two males sleeping on the first day out there. And then we didn't see any more male lions until the last night. The last moment of the last night, we saw this big, just picturesque, big maned male lion just like waiting on the brush line. And that's at the same moment that we saw, which I can actually, we have a picture of that. Where is it? It's one of the. This is at the same moment we watched a baby impala, which is like an antelope, just it was abandoned. There was a herd of elands or elans, so these huge antelopes. They're like cattle, but antelopes, which were grazing. There were some zebras and stuff. And then there's a lion back in the background. And hyenas are kind of always everywhere. And there's always like a few hyenas just like waiting for something to like pass out or give up so they can just kill it. This baby impala, which had been abandoned or something or got lost, just took off. This is a picture. This was a full speed chase, and this hyena got it. We watched it get it, and this was on the last moment of our last safari. We were like 100 yards from the fig tree parking lot, and it killed the fuck out of that thing. And then every hyena in like a half-mile radius, which is probably like 20 plus, all just converged, and they all fought over that thing. And eventually one of them got it, and the rest were just like, okay, that's that. But gnarly. Hyenas are super weird. They're not cats or dogs. They're actually in the mongoose family. So they have super weird bodies. They have a really weird gait. They have a weird mouth. And yeah, they're gnarly. This was a spotted hyena. We only saw spotted hyenas. Here it is with it in its mouth. These are all pictures Ted took. And these are only fuzzy because it was really dark at this point. This is probably brightness up a little bit in post. King Charlie, yes, they do. Yes, they do. That's a Wikipedia rabbit hole for some of you. Here's another picture of a hyena that had a zebra's leg. in its mouth, just hanging out. Fun fact about hyenas: they eat 100% of the animal. They'll eat the bones, and they have such intense digestive systems that they can do that. Yeah, that one was just on its own. We can just go through some. This is just like a normal shot. Like, this is what the whole park looks like, is just like beautiful grasslands with just random one trees. Volume cheese, yes it is. Here's one we saw, rainbow. There's me wearing the same outfit. Here's a good picture of us. We were standing right on the edge of a riverbank. There was about 50 hippos like right below us. These are, what are they called? Oh, I'm blanking. This is Ted's favorite animal. He really connected with these guys. I can't believe I'm blanking on the name. These are everywhere. This is definitely the most playful animal on the savannah. They just play all day. Topies. Topi. T-O-P-I. Topies are everywhere, and they play. Like, they'll chase the young around. Awesome. We saw tons of them. Here's a vulture. I don't know what kind. There's an ostrich way out. Some of these are just kind of picturesque. Ostrich was probably my favorite, like, underdog animal we saw, because I didn't expect ostriches to be as cool as they were. But they're almost always in pairs, so you almost always have a male female together. What's up? I don't know how to say your name. FN Solemn. Most of the time, this is like a rare shot. Most of the time, their neck is down here and their head's like right here. It'll be like this. It's super weird looking, especially up close. They're also a lot bigger than they look. There's a lion, female lion, yawning, chilling. They're actually, fun fact, the female lions, at least, we never got, I don't know about the males, but the females are spotted. Like, I feel like everyone thinks lions are flat tan. I thought they were flat tan. They're all spotted, especially like the second half of their body, super spotted. You can see here, that's a beautiful shot. But this is, you can draw, like, we're that close to the animal. Almost every animal out there does not care if you drive up to them. And I have a theory. This has no scientific backing. At least I haven't researched this. But in the woods, if you want to find deer, bear, bobcat, mountain lion, like woods animals, they're really hard to find and they're really skittish. I think being in the woods, there's so much more ambush that they're harder to find, which is why leopards are harder to find in Kenya, because they're ambush predators. They're like used to ambush style animal, stuff. And an animal that's really easy to see in America that you can go right up to is a bison, which is a plains animal, same environment. So all these plains animals you can go right up to, with the exception of like leopards. Leopards are a little more skittish, and they stay in like river. They'll stay more like, wherever there's a river, there's a ton of vegetation. So they're always around there. So that's my theory, is if it's a plains animal that's used to like wide open sight lines, they don't care because they're used to being able to see everything. Here's a guinea fowl. These are like American turkey sized animals, but they run like dinosaurs, like mini dinosaurs. We didn't see any aardvarks. I wanted to. They're in my book. But apparently aardvarks are super shy and nocturnal. So the odds of seeing one are really small. Here's a hyena. Or not a hyena, a cheetah. The cheetahs were beautiful. I never got to see one sprint. I totally wish I could see it. I did see secretary birds. They were really cool. The only thing we didn't see was a rhino, and we looked, but in Masai Mara there's only 28 rhinos. So, and you're talking about Masai Mara is massive open space, huge open space. There's only 28, and they're all GPS tagged for their own safety. And all the guards that would walk around the park, they know where all of them are, but they won't tell you. They walk around with rifles too. Like, there's just dudes, like, you'll be sitting there like watching elephants in the distance. All of a sudden this guy will come out of the brush with like an AK-47, just like chilling. It's weird. But yeah, here's cheetahs. Here's a lion covered in flies. They had just eaten, so they're bloody and stuff, covered in flies. There's a topi. Topi have beautiful coats. One day we got just like downpoured rain, and we were sitting next to the lions, and here's a beautiful shot Ted took of them shaking off all the water. That's a good one. It rained hard there. Rhinos are endangered, yeah. But they're doing pretty well now. They're doing well. They say if you go to Nairobi National Park or whatever, the game park that's right next to the city, there's just hundreds of rhinos. So it's just in this park, they're very rare. Here's a baby leopard. So this one is pretty small. It doesn't look small in this picture because you have no context, but it's pretty small. Sitting in a tree. This baby, we watched a hyena try to get this. And the mom swatted it. Like if you have a dog and a cat, like it was like a cat swatting at a dog. The mom swatted the hyena away, but the hyena made a move on this thing, which was crazy. And this was right in like a little riverbed that we were sitting at. Here's beautiful. This is a sunrise shot. This is like so picturesque, like Lion King looking, but like everything looks like this all the time there. It's crazy. Like every shot is picturesque. Everywhere you look is just like animals. Like you can't look in a direction without seeing animals. The second we came in the park, just animals everywhere. It's unlike anything I've ever experienced. There's just zebras everywhere, gazelle everywhere, antelope everywhere, topi everywhere. You know, there's lions over there. There's an elephant walking along the horizon. Like it's crazy. It's exactly like Lion King. I don't think there are armadillos here. I think that's an American animal. Here's a secretary bird. Beautiful bird. Pretty big. Pretty tall. Here's the two brother elephants I mentioned earlier. Just like play fighting all day. We were never this close. We were probably within 20 yards of these two. But this whole family came right around us and just walked on by. Here they are. This is where we just stopped here and parked for probably a half hour that morning. We were driving. That was the morning we drove all the way to the Tanzania border. So we get to say we touched Tanzania. When we were basically looking for rhinos, we never found any. Here's a beautiful, this is a water buck. I can tell you specifically which one it is because there's a couple different species. This is a Defasa water buck, which is, you can tell by their butts. The Defasa one looks like this. The regular one looks like this. But it's beautiful. It looked kind of like an elk. It looked much more like an American animal. Let's see what else we got in here. Here's me. My clothing does not look good there. Here's a beautiful cat, which was really unexpected shot. I'll tell you what it is. Oh, well, first off, I saw something I would see at the Fig Tree Camp at night was Genet cats, which are these guys. Let's see if it'll focus. They're almost weasel-like. They're very long and slender, but they have like a spotted, like a leopard-like coat. Really small, like a long house cat. And I'd see them going along the river looking for whatever they eat. Probably like frogs and other small things. Let me see if that cat's in here. Yeah, a serval. This is a serval. And we did not expect to see one. This was on the same rhino adventure that we were trying to do, but just happened to run past us. Oh, is that it? These are the only ones Ted's finished editing. Hopefully we get more at some point. Black-footed cats, no. We saw leopards, lions, cheetahs, serval, and genet. See you later, Tiny Cheez-It. See you next time. But what else about safari do I have? Hippos and Nile crocodiles in this river. Let's see if anyone's posted a picture so I can show you before while I wait. Oh, we don't have any pictures of giraffes. Giraffes are everywhere. They're awesome. They're unlike any other creature you've ever seen. And we saw tons of baby giraffes too. That's kind of what the river looks like. Very muddy. Yeah, so like here, my favorite moment from the safari was like there was a bush like this. It was fuller, so you couldn't see underneath it or behind it or anything. and there's a giraffe like this size, and we couldn't see it. We had no idea. We're just driving along. We turn the corner. It's like boom, giraffe like right here. It was awesome. Here's a monkey like hanging out in the resort. Yeah, this is what it looked like. So this is like right off camera here would be the 2 beds with the mosquito nets, and this would be like your little porch. Boom, like right like that. They're right there. And they'd be right there. And at night they wander. One morning, it was like 6 a.m. I was just hanging out with my binoculars right here, waiting for everyone to get ready. Full family of baboons came. Like if you go further down the river, it's more forested. Full family of baboons comes out of the trees, and there's like babies hanging on the moms. There's like the big males, like everything. It was like 25 animals came like along the riverbed, moving all together, like tactically, like a military squad. Like they would put like people on the outskirts. They would wait for like all the family to come through, and then they would like close in. It was really cool. But Emma and I are standing there. All of a sudden, one of them, where we were, there was like a little island of rock. It jumps onto the island. We're like, okay. And then it jumped onto our side. So all of a sudden I'm 10 yards from a baboon, and baboons are really, really scary. So luckily it didn't interact with me, but it was frightening. Yeah, giraffes everywhere. Like you can always look on the horizon and find a giraffe. Super easy to spot. Here's the monkey. Another shot of the resort. I mean, I'll have to like slowly show you guys pictures as we get them. But from the resort, like you can just look out. Like, let me give you an example. Like you're sitting here on your porch. All of a sudden there's like a giraffe right here. Like you're just sitting, you're like in bed. And also the hippos make a ton of noise. Like deep, thunderous, croaking, whatever. And you'd hear it like middle of the night. It would like almost rattle your tent. So it was pretty cool. If you guys can, I would 100% add this exact experience to your bucket list. It's that good. Yeah, like this is a shot taken from someone's room. The animals just roam, right? Like, who's that? Wubdub. Thank you very much for the sub.
Hey, Tucker.
Hey. But yeah, you can see like little washouts and like roads that people drive. We went down to, where is it? We went to this bridge. I think this is, we went down here, saw the little post that says Kenya Tanzania border, went into Tanzania. This was a long drive. This was like from here to Fig Tree was like a few hours. But we were going slow and stopping and looking at stuff too, but beautiful thing. And if you do like a morning safari, you leave at like 6 or 6:30 from Fig Tree or whatever. I mean, there are safaris leaving from all of these. These are all just kind of clones of each other, these camps. And each one has, X amount of safari vehicles parked at it. We just happen to be at Fig Tree. So we would leave and they would give us like basically a packed lunch. So everybody would get a box with like a sandwich, hard-boiled egg, potato chips, fruit, granola bar, whatever. And you would park at like a picnic tree and lay out it'd be like that. You'd make sure there's nothing in it, like no leopards or whatever. Put a blanket down and we'd have a picnic with the truck parked right there and just chill. Super cool. Just in the middle of the Serengeti, essentially. I'll curate photos more. So like if you guys want on the next Just Chatting one, I can like, okay, here's some photos I've kind of curated to further dive into certain parts of the experience. But I gotta go. I got family in town and they're waiting on me to go to dinner. But this was kind of like I'm back. This was Africa. I'll give you guys more details if you want them and whenever you want them, forever. Here, I'll announce what we're going to be doing as the new playthrough. Where is it? I've never played this. I have no idea anything about the story. But but this will be the next playthrough to replace Silent Hill. I've been thinking about Silent Hill ever since I beat it. It's incredible. Silent Hill is on my S tier list forever. Top game. But yeah, God of War 2018. Gonna do it. I've never played it. I've never seen gameplay. I'm in a bubble on this one, so we'll be doing that. Yeah, Insidious, I mentioned it. I'm gonna try to do a charity stream in December. I gotta look into how to set it up, but that's something I'm definitely interested in doing. Hopefully we can put out for it. But yeah, I gotta wrap up because I got people waiting on me, but I just wanted to make sure I streamed, said hi, showed you guys some stuff, and laid out a plan. I'll stream tomorrow and Tuesday. We're gonna do the music stream that Sid helped set up, but I don't know if we're gonna do that tomorrow or Tuesday. Whichever one we don't do it, I'll start God of War. So if you want to see the start of God of War, be there for that. I'll post them all on my YouTube VODs channel, which if you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the YouTube VODs channel. That's the best place to watch VODs, unless they have copyright music, in which case probably not. But anyway, let's get a raid. Is that whoever wanted a raid? Are you available? Do you have? I don't know who it was. Somebody wanted a raid. Vosman. Is Vosman? Vosman's live. Vosman wanted a raid. I said we're going to give him a raid. And we are going to stick to our word. There's the raid. Thanks for watching, guys. I'm sorry it was short, but, you know, it is what it is. Tomorrow, filming some stuff for YouTube for the next project. And then I'll talk with the mods, see what's up, and we'll either start God of War or we'll do the music tier list stream. But anyway, guys, appreciate you coming here. Appreciate the subs, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace, guys.